Libby's Movie Hunt. I'm your host, Libby Hunt, along with my producer, Kevin E.
Hey, Libby, how's it going?
Good, how are you? And this
Pretty good. We got a live one today.
Oh, we do. This is really fun. I have in the studio with me Betsy Weidman-Ream, my childhood friend who's completely nuts. There she is. So fun. Just one of my dearest friends. I also have my beautiful sister, Debbie Hayhurst, here. Say hi, Debbie.
Hello.
She did not want to be on camera.
Sorry, I did not have your mic ready there. That's my fault.
She say hi again.
Hello.
Okay.
Glad to be here.
And you're not on camera. Nobody can see you.
She didn't want to be on camera, so that's a bummer. She's very beautiful. Y'all are missing out on getting to see beautiful Debbie.
Absolutely.
But we have beautiful Betsy over here, the funniest person in the world. Betsy, literally, I've said this over and over, should have her own show, first of all, and just talk and do some stand-up comedy.
That'd be fun. I get paid then.
But
I think we're getting the sneak preview today.
Maybe, if you're lucky.
But we just came over from the Community Partners Luncheon, and Katie Holmes was speaking. She was interviewed, and that was a lot of fun to see her because we're all
Yeah,
big
I
fans.
loved her. I just think she's such a, I love how she carries herself
Yes.
so well.
She was so
She's beautiful. She's
And
really tall. I didn't realize how tall she was.
She's like 5'10".
I know.
I met her last night, too, at the Dior shop in Highland Park Village, and she is very reserved and shy, but it was fun. They touched on her career, but not as much I'd like to. But
Yeah, she was into like the acting and both directing.
But she's
liked
famous
both.
for Dawson's Creek and,
Yeah.
of course, being married to Tom Cruise. But, of course, they knew not to ask those questions about her.
Everything else.
But it was fun.
It's fun.
But wait, before we talk more about that, let's tell them, Debbie, about Betsy. So we've known Betsy, the Weidman family, since how old?
Since about 1973.
You're fourth grade.
And
Fourth grade.
Yes, I first met Betsy. We were out swimming at the country club swimming pool, and
Playing
Betsy
corner.
would come over and keep dunking me. I almost was drowning, and so I was saved by the lifeguard, and that's how we met.
And my father always had to get after her at our house because she bounced off the walls. Very little hyper friend.
She will do absolutely anything you tell her to. So
Not
that's how-
anymore. Not anymore. Just when I was young.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything, we have to mature now.
It's fun. It's fun in our family, though, because her mom is my mom's best friend, and her big sister is one of my best friends, and then y'all are best friends, and then her brother Craig is my brother's best friend.
It's crazy.
Do you follow that, Kevin?
I'm
kinda
trying.
cool?
It's a little, yeah.
So all the siblings are good friends with each
each
family
other,
sibling, and
yeah.
we took family trips together. It's
Hilarious.
a fun friendship.
It's quite a network you guys have going
It's
there.
a game changer.
Yeah.
Actually, it was Debbie and I that introduced Mom and our moms together, right? I think y'all took the credit, you and Kathy,
higher.
but it was really actually
Yeah.
It was us.
And I went to college with Betsy for a while, and when she left to go to another school, I was so devastated because I loved having her come to my dorm room and just have her laugh.
Because she laughed at you.
Yeah.
I laughed at her all the time. Libby was hilarious. And
am I still funny?
Oh, honey, you're cooking. You're totally rolling there. But I have to say, the only A+ I made, or good grade that I made that I passed, was horseback riding. So I thought, at Stevens,
yeah.
yes. So I had to come home.
Yeah.
It was time.
And the human sexuality class freaked you out.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
yes,
that was very
yeah,
strange.
let's
I
not
don't
go
want to
there,
say there
though.
now.
Can I tell one story on Libby real quick?
Sure.
Oh, please do.
Since I'm the
Please.
sister, so I'm the little sister.
You are?
By a couple of years,
Oh, I'm
and I
scared.
hated to sleep in my own bedroom, so I'd always go sleep in Libby's bedroom, but I could only sleep in there if she could sing me to sleep every night. And so she would always sing One Tin Soldier. Do y'all know that song?
Listen, children, to a story.
And she would sing it in opera, and she'd go, "Aren't I the best, Debbie? I'm going to be famous someday."
Oh, that's hilarious.
Why did we pick that song from Billy Jack,
I
that
don't know.
movie?
You loved that song.
I loved it. Yes, poor Debbie had to tolerate me. I stood in front of my mirror in my bathroom my entire life having the Libby McCullough show.
True.
Why? And now I finally have a show, my
You
own
do.
podcast.
You do.
So,
Yay.
and it's all because of Kevin.
Oh, please.
It's
We love
true.
Kevin.
I went in to do a show with him, and he's like, "Do you want your own podcast?" I was like, "Yes,
My whole life.
I
Hello?
do."
You drive this ship. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
No, but we have fun togetger. But it's fun. Betsy likes movies like I do. Debbie likes them pretty much. Movies. You don't love them as
do.
much as I do.
Debbie does.
I like a good story.
She'll
just
call me
shushes me.
once every couple of weeks and gets a text me to see what to go see. Wait a minute. A couple years ago, I went to a movie with you, though, and you talked the whole time.
I know, but I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore. I promise.
I went to a movie with you and we got in trouble.
We did.
Like about a year ago.
That was Gravity. It was so, well, I just
Gravity.
didn't personally, it didn't capture me.
I almost got up and moved when we went with you. Because I did that to my parents because they talked the whole time, and I got up and moved because the people behind us were kicking
I promise
the chair.
I'll never do it again.
Okay, silence.
Libby, I hate to do this to you on air. I think your mic's rubbing against your necklace a little bit.
Okay, is it
Mine?
swishing,
Just a little bit.
clicking? Is it okay now?
I think so.
I won't move. Okay.
Be still.
Fix my hair
still,
here.
child.
Okay, what's going on with my hair? Okay, so guys, all right, we'll
Are we in
move on.
commercial?
Well, no, let's talk about Katie Holmes. So Katie Holmes, that was fun. It benefited community partners. Thousands of people were there, so that was
awesome.
Wonderful, great cause, and that was fun to see her, see a real live celebrity.
Yeah.
And a question that we thought was interesting. The interviewer asked her what her favorite role she'd done, and she said it was Mrs. Meadows. Did we think it was? Mm-hmm. And I didn't remember seeing this movie.
That's funny. She picks one that I feel like no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, she did.
So I'm going to find it now. She played, I believe, a teacher that was a vigilante, and people that did really bad things, she went out and eliminated. So we'll have to look that up.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was fun.
Intriguing premise for sure.
It sounds like something we like, Kevin, our kind of movie.
Yeah.
Okay, the movies aren't great right now. Basically, we're having a hard time coming up with stuff,
It's
right?
definitely we're dragging right now, and for next weekend as well. I'm having trouble figuring something to go see. But for next weekend, for the record, I will go see Super Troopers 2, since I have a feeling you're probably not going to want to go see that one. So I'll take care of that.
Was the first one good?
It's a cult classic. I mean, everyone I grew up with in high school, we all loved it. I don't know if the sequel will be any good, but I'm going to be there to see it.
Okay. Well, we'll have that to talk about. Well, I did see a couple movies. We'll get to those, but Betsy luckily saw Rampage last night, and we're going to show. Betsy's going to tell us about that. But also, we're having a problem with YouTube showing y'all clips. It's flagging us. We don't know for music or copyright. So we're going to just pop up here a poster of the film instead of showing you a clip. And Betsy and Debbie is going to kind of help Betsy out here. Tell us what Rampage is about. We know Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, stars in it.
Yeah, he is such a rock.
Yeah.
I mean, he is strong. I mean, he totally is perfect for this role.
So what is it about?
Well, actually, it's about. I have to read my notes. Hold on.
That's okay.
With my glasses.
You can hold them up.
It's about the ape. It's about an ape, and he's an albino ape, a silverback ape.
So it sounds like The Rock had a relationship already with the.
Yeah, he did, and he did, and they had like this hand signal thing that they understand each other with.
So almost like a James Franco and Caesar type thing from the Planet of the Apes remix.
Yeah, well, it's like they're infected with this. The ape got infected with this pathogen and a disease, and so he grows. He just keeps getting bigger and bigger. He was big, and so then they go into the city, and then they're like, they could never die. It was so weird. There was an alligator and a wolf, and they just were huge, enormous.
Oh, there's 3 monsters.
So it's
There's
like
3.
they do
okay.
CGI to make them look. They're animated almost.
Yeah, they're animated.
CGI.
Yes, but they're just tearing up everything, and they're just huge. And so anyway, they would all try to shoot him and everything, and nothing would work to totally kill him. And so anyway, so they had to find, I guess, the cure. I think it was
who
like
infects them? Is it?
Is it like an airborne thing or?
No, it wasn't that. I just can't remember right now. Sorry.
Well, and so what happens? Don't tell. Don't spoil it. But
Oh, okay. Oh no, I'm not going to spoil. But anyway, so there's 3 different cures. Like it's like a shot. It looks like this that can cure them, but it needs to be, they have to find it first.
But is The Rock a scientist?
Yeah,
I don't know what.
Yes, I think so.
Does he have a love interest in the film? Is there a woman in the film?
I'm trying to. Yes, there is. But I don't think it's really a love. I mean, he protects her and stuff. I don't think.
Am I the only one who thinks The Rock as a scientist seems like a bit of a hard sell?
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah.
But you believe it because of he looks so much like the ape. I mean, they're both hard rock. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, they're.
Well, Kevin said, tell us about it being a video game.
Yeah, it was originally a video game it first came out for the original Nintendo Entertainment System, and it was also on other consoles as well, but where you basically play as 2 monsters, a 2-player game, and you're trying to destroy all these different cities, and the police are trying to stop you, and as you keep playing, the resistance gets bigger and bigger. Like first it's cops, and then it's military, and then there's tanks and airplanes and all that, and you basically just play until they eventually destroy you. So there's not a lot of substance there for or source material for a feature-length film. I was kind of curious what they would do with it, but like I always say, it's just nearly impossible to make a mass appeal video game film, which is what they're always trying to do. I mean, look, not even 6 weeks ago you had Tomb Raider come out, which was a mediocre release as well. So yeah, it seemed really surprising that they would try to make this into a full-length movie with a fleshed out story.
But Ready Player One, Spielberg's latest movie, was a video game, or it was
No, it was based on a book.
Okay, but that was fantastic.
And that was
Y'all
awesome.
Go see that.
Yeah, that movie's great.
Go see Ready Player One. It is really
debating.
Debbie, you'd like it. It has a lot of nostalgia in it, and you'd like it too. About like Jurassic Park, Back to the Future. They have the DeLorean
Ghostbusters,
car.
Iron Giant.
yeah.
No, you would. If you like pop culture, which who doesn't?
Yeah.
It's all about popular culture. I went
It
to see it
is.
with Dad, and he loved it.
And it plays into 80s movies, yeah.
And great music from the 80s.
Great music, yeah.
Well, it's really your generation, but it's good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Bets, would you recommend this?
Yeah. What was
I
it?
think I'd call this popcorn. I don't know.
Popcorn worthy?
Worthy.
That's our rating. We'll look up on the screen here.
Is that the second? Well, how do you rate it again?
Popcorn worthy. Betsy's giving it popcorn worthy.
Hold on,
We'll pop it up there. On our screen, we have
my Rampage thing is messing up the works here a little bit.
and it's so fun.
There we go.
Look, Betsy,
Yes. Oh, okay.
popcorn worthy.
Yeah, it's popcorn worthy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like the best of the best, but it's
If
Entertaining.
it's better than you think it's going to be.
I'll say sometimes popcorn worthy with a lot of butter on it.
Yeah,
Highly popcorn worthy. Or
absolutely.
also
Yeah.
something where you're just kind of like wishy-washy is like half
I would
pop.
say just a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like Ready Player One, I'd say
I
is
don't
really
think it's
buttery.
Yes. Very popcorn worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, do you have anything else to say about that film?
No, I just go see it
Do you have anything else
since
to
there's
say
nothing
about
else
The Rock?
out there.
The Rock. Tell us about. Oh, The Rock.
The Rock.
Do you have a joke about The Rock?
I do. Actually,
She made this
George,
up all by
this is at the
herself.
very end of the movie. George thinks that Dwayne, The Rock, is a roll-on deodorant, and he breaks his neck accidentally. But,
Wait, is that the joke?
Nice delivery, Betsy. We really appreciate that.
that's the joke, guys. That's it. And that really didn't happen.
Who'd you go
I'm
to
just
the movie
picturing
with?
it.
Oh, Greg.
So Betsy went to see it with her little
Hello, Greg.
new friend. She's been going out with Greg, the Gregster.
Gregster.
So thanks for taking her to the movie. Did she talk? We need to talk later, Greg. Did she talk during the
We're
film?
in one of those new seats. Those there was $20 per seat.
Where you
like
you
it
go,
totally vibrates and
Yeah,
so I was scared
do
the whole
that
time.
again.
Huh?
Yeah.
Which theater did you go to, just out of curiosity?
North Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I love those. I'm too
I don't-
comfortable.
I know.
in
Me
those
too.
seats.
I'm like, if I
weird.
want to watch a movie at home, I like the theater experience.
I like
you know?
sitting up straight.
I
Yeah.
like the reclining seat.
But I get
Yeah.
tired. It's like Inwood with those love sack couches. I just want
Yeah.
to fall asleep.
I can't do it. Yeah, I'm just
I'm
not
like,
into it.
well,
Also, when you try to go to the bathroom, you just knock yourself over.
Yeah.
Like, things are out and
up.
everything.
Well, they're allowing people to become too comfortable now. I mean, several
Yeah.
times I've seen these people fully recline,
Yeah.
shoes off, and I'm like, come on, dude. Like,
No.
we're all still in the theater together. You aren't in your actual living room, as
I know.
comfortable as it feels.
I know. It's kind of gross. Well, yesterday I saw Beirut by myself, and the guy in front of me, full blown, fell asleep snoring. And so I kept kicking the chairs,
That's awful.
and his head would
That is
bounce,
awful.
but he never would wake up.
That's hilarious.
I go to all these movies by myself during the day, and what you see a lot of in the theater by yourself is men. And I'm always like, I think they're sneaking away from work.
Oh, maybe.
Huh. Or
Yeah.
they're
Or they're
unemployed trying
unemployed.
to.
But they're like,
Pass
look
the
like
day.
they're working men. That's because I really basically go,
It's always been that way when you go during the week, though, like by yourself.
Have you
That's
seen
very
that
true.
too?
Definitely.
men or women, a few women together, or older people that are definitely retired, and that's
Right.
Yeah.
they'll go to an afternoon movie.
I think you're right, sneaking away from work.
It's
Or I can be like, I am working right now.
right. You
This
really
is important.
are. But
Yeah.
that is what so a friend of mine who's a scriptwriter in LA said we were talking about ideas for films, and she goes, Libby, that's a good idea for a film, because I kept seeing the same guy who was older at a movie, and she goes,
Sure.
you have a script that you and this guy keep meeting at a movie, not me, but a woman and man, and you develop a relationship. She goes, screenplay.
Sounds good.
Doesn't that kind of
That's good.
interesting?
Wow, that is.
But you can observe. I don't know. I just thought it'd be
That's
kind of
cool.
interesting.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I
That would
thought
be
that was
interesting.
So maybe that'll happen. Okay, I saw Beirut, as we said yesterday, And it is, let me tell you who directed it. Well, it has John Hamm in it and Rosamund Pike, you know, who was in Gone Girl. Love
Sure.
her.
Oh, yeah.
It got 77 on Rotten Tomatoes. And you like my little note card here today?
At home.
The director who directed it did The Machinist with Christian Bale a few years ago.
Yes.
So I love this director. But basically, John Hamm plays this diplomat in Lebanon, and this horrible, tragic thing happened. It's about like 1972, and then he's brought back in 10 years later by not the FBI, but, you know, what would it be?
CIA?
The Secret Service.
Oh,
to, you know, handle this situation in Beirut. But man, you just can't believe these people. It made me really respect people that take those jobs on in foreign countries that live under those circumstances, and it's just tragic. This isn't a true story, but it's things that probably did happen.
It definitely seems like a true story.
Yeah.
But I really admire the men and women that work for the Secret Service or ambassadors in scary countries and are trying to help these people, and it's just, I think it's a good film. I would give it, and there was a little poster of it back there, I'd give it popcorn worthy.
All right, let's see if I can make this work without...
I wouldn't give it highly popcorn worthy, but I liked it.
Like salt.
Yeah, and
Some salt on it, maybe a few squirt of butter.
kernels.
And my goodness, it has John Hamm. I mean, he's just fabulous to look at. And Rosamund Pike is one of my favorites. There we go.
All right, there we go.
Our
Guys.
graphics are just not wanting to cooperate as usual today.
That's okay.
That happens.
And then the other film I saw was Chappaquiddick, and everybody knows the story about Ted Kennedy being, I'd always heard the story that he was out, it was off Martha's Vineyard, he's at a cabin, and the story that I'd heard, this is where fake news comes in, my whole life was that he was with a prostitute, and that's not true at all. He had taken some political men, and these secretaries that all worked for him, which was a little shady that all these men and their secretaries got there, but they called them the boiler room girls because I think they worked down in the boiler room. And he and the girl get in the car, and he's been drinking, and he goes off a bridge, and it goes under. He gets out, and he couldn't get her out, so he leaves her.
It's Mary Jo Kopechne, right?
Mary Jo Kopechne. She was a secretary. She wasn't a prostitute.
But she didn't work underneath, did she? Like when you're saying...
Underneath in the White House?
Yeah.
I don't know. The boiler room or wherever he worked.
Okay.
Was he a senator at that time? He was a senator.
I believe he was
Governor or senator? I don't know.
senator, yeah.
Ed Helms plays his lawyer, and he from The Office, and he's absolutely fabulous in this. He has a serious role. I think he has a standout performance in it. And I've never seen him in anything serious. He was great. Bruce Dern, who I adore, who's been around forever, plays Mr. Kennedy, Father Kennedy.
Yeah.
And he's had a stroke and can't talk, but he was great. The girl is Kate Mara from Kevin Spacey's House of Cards.
House of Cards, yep.
She played Mary Jo, or Jo. Mary, is that who we said
She's
it
a
was?
good
Mary
actress.
Jo.
Mary
yeah.
Jo. She played Mary Jo. But the story, it's interesting. It's a Kevin and I always talk about this. Hollywood always likes to glamorize the more liberal parties.
That's true, yeah.
And they don't in this film. They show him in a very horrible light, Ted Kennedy. He looked like a really bad guy, trying to make himself look good, covering up.
And does Jason Clarke portray Kennedy?
Huh?
Is it Jason Clarke's character?
Jason Clarke, I'm sorry. He portrays Kennedy in a fantastic
Gotcha.
way. But it's not portrayed very well at all, favorably. But it leaves questions like, was he having an affair with this woman? They don't show that. They show that they're more just friends. She had loved his brother, Bobby, who was killed, this secretary. But
they don't shy away from like the details and things about how he left the scene and didn't call until like hours later and all of that.
I mean, he did a terrible thing.
He didn't even go after her.
No, the coroner thinks that he also he could have gotten her out if he had gotten help.
Yeah,
I know.
Because there was air
in
the car. Isn't that a terrible story?
awful.
And
He's a wimp.
that he got away with it. He got.
How did he get away with it?
They show how they call in all these favors in politics and how dirty politics are. It's gross.
No, I wouldn't even think it was possible for a filmmaker to kind of paint this story in a good light in terms of the Kennedys. But then again, you look at a movie like I, Tonya, where they absolutely almost
glamorized her.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So these directors can do what they
You
want.
can do anything.
It's interesting because you leave thinking, ooh, those Kennedys are dirty.
I know.
But I give it, did I already give it its rating?
No, you have not yet.
I'd give it popcorn worthy.
All right.
With butter?
Pretty even scores today.
Yeah. My two, Beirut and Chappaquiddick, are popcorn worthy, and they both are in the 79, 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I'd say is pretty accurate. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Also,
All right.
Debbie, I think you remember this movie. The director of this film, John Kernan, I believe his name is, did The Painted Veil, and I think you loved that movie. It was about a doctor played by Edward Norton, and he goes over to India to heal people of malaria with Naomi Watts, his wife.
I've seen it
You
so
loved
long ago.
but The Painted Veil. I remember you loved it because you've always wanted or did want to be a
Yeah.
missionary, and they're missionaries. But it has that there's certain directors I follow, and their movies have a feel and a look to them, and this movie had that feel, and so you probably would enjoy it.
Okay.
Guess what, Kevin? There
Okay.
is. She's like, okay, whatever you say. There is. Guess what's coming up at the Angelica? Speaking of directors, a Stanley Kubrick weekend.
The whole, are they doing like every film?
Y'all know who did The Shining?
Oh my
Kubrick.
God.
The Shining,
huge
Lolita,
fan.
2001.
I
Your
did like The Shining.
Siblings Day post, Libby.
Clockwork
put?
Orange.
Didn't you do the two little girls that are
Oh,
twins?
on
yeah.
Instagram and Facebook, I for Libby's Movie Hunt, I put a picture of the Shining girls.
The
Oh,
twins?
that's right. Yeah, the twins.
And people really liked that.
Yeah.
They're like, that was funny.
It is funny. People
Then
dress up.
I picked other celebrities. I mean, other movies that had, like
You had Ferris
the
Bueller
Parent
and
Trap.
Jeannie Bueller on there.
Yeah.
I saw.
So it was funny. And I put Larry, Moe, and Curly from the Three Stooges, and somebody wrote on it, they're not real brothers in real life. And I'm like,
Who cares?
Or Larry wasn't. I'm like,
They
I'm
seem like
saying
it.
that the movie people, not real people.
Right.
Wait, this is really weird. Okay, we got to wrap it up. Has it been 30 minutes?
No, you got some time.
Okay, let's say this. We got to talk about The Quiet Game. But, okay, so not Quiet
Oh,
Place.
A Quiet Place?
John Krasinski's new movie that Kevin and I love.
I'm going again this weekend.
But, okay, listen. So on Instagram, I've gotten a lot of new followers lately. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what's happening. But the baby in The Quiet Place, maybe they're watching. The parents have an Instagram for the baby that's in A Quiet Place. And they started following me.
Oh, that's
They
cool.
followed me back.
Nice.
That's so
The
cool.
baby from The Quiet Place. So,
That's kind of creepy.
the baby's parents.
They have to
They're
know we were
twins.
talking about it, I
They're
guess.
twins.
Oh,
Because a
wow.
lot of times in films you can't have
Right,
children.
right.
and-
Only so many hours. They can only
yeah.
work so many
Right.
So the
hours.
twins
Yeah,
from The
exactly.
Quiet Place are following me on Instagram. So that's kind of fun.
Fun. That's very fun.
Very cool.
Okay, and Brian Metaboy, who's a pretty well-known producer. Brian, if you're out there in Hollywood, he started following me.
Thank you, Brian.
Hello, Brian.
I was like, ooh, this is
Yeah,
exciting.
that is exciting.
Okay, so Kevin, you two girls haven't seen A Quiet Place.
No.
No.
I don't.
Okay,
Have y'all already reviewed it?
we've reviewed
Yes.
it. Y'all, I see every film. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
Is it the bomb?
It is
Is
fantastic.
it a scary movie? I don't know anything
It's
about it.
not-
I'm not as hip as you
It's
are.
not so scary because
No.
it's aliens, so you're not scared. But
I would say it's scary on the same. I mean, it's
Unless you believe in aliens.
like
yeah,
it,
I do believe
do
there's
too.
because it wasn't that scary. I didn't think, and
That's
it's
true.
kind of
That's
similar
true.
type thriller. I don't know. I mean,
go
both.
go to this with the Gregster. Y'all can hug, and you'll have to jump on him because you'll be like,
Oh.
I would say if you don't think
Oh,
it or
no.
Get
Sorry,
Out were that
Greg.
scary, then you won't think this is that scary. I mean,
Oh, I thought Get Out was
Libby's
scary.
kitty.
really?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that. I mean, I thought it was some parts of it. I thought
things
were
only
really
really
scary.
scare me if it's like serious, like it could really happen. A
Me
serial
too.
killer. Like this alien. Yeah, maybe there's other living things on another planet, but I don't think they really look like these monsters. But this film, y'all, for the first 45 minutes, nobody talks. It's just, please go see
Just
it.
It's
well
one you
done.
want to see in the theater,
Oh,
for sure.
Okay.
But
Let's
go.
see it, Betsy.
Y'all need to
Today.
listen to me.
Today?
It's a date.
Okay.
You can
Oh,
take
no,
your
not today.
husband, and she can take Gregster,
Yeah.
and y'all can like have a little double date.
Yeah,
I
we
told
just-
my daughter has a boyfriend. I
$20
told her to
cheers.
take her boyfriend. They could hold hands,
Ooh.
and she goes, "We already do in a movie." TMI right here.
Oh, TMI.
Okay, do you have anything else crazy to tell us, Betsy?
Oh, well, I haven't seen that many movies, so I'm gonna get on it though. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get right on it, Libby, so we can discuss
can
this
come back.
again.
Quiet Place and Ready
I
Player
just
One.
want to
Check
be
those
invited
out.
back.
Yeah.
I just want to be invited back.
I wanted you
This is
to
too much fun.
talk about some stuff so you do that crazy laugh.
Come
Come on, bring it on.
No, I can't just like.
Yeah, we heard it a lot before the show.
I did. I know.
It's
I
this
know.
wheezing, hysterical throws.
It's
her
a laugh snort.
I know.
Always the snort.
I got kicked out of second grade for that snort. And Mother had to hold me back. Oh, I know. Sorry. TMI.
I got in so much trouble in school too. Teachers hated me.
They hated me too.
Hated me.
Girl, I know.
Because I talked.
I know.
I had to follow you, Libby, and I had to fix your reputation.
I know. And Debbie was
That's why I had to be extra
and
quiet.
obedient.
Yeah, I wasn't that obedient.
School.
The only time I
I
ever
didn't
got in
like
trouble
rules.
is when I had to be with Betsy. Then we'd always have to stand by the flagpole.
Oh, Debbie. I bet you cried. And my girls were more like you. They didn't ever get in trouble in school. There's the laugh. Oh, the snort.
Okay, that wasn't okay. Get it off me, please. I've done my deed for the day.
Okay.
This has turned into a relationships podcast / nostalgic memories.
We're having fun.
We're
Okay.
having fun.
Well, Joe, you can jump right in here with
Come
us.
on, Joe. Come on, Joe, my little brother.
Betsy could not remember Kevin's name. He's been Joe, Ken,
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Kevin, Kevin E.
Yeah, I'm just not that great with names, but you know what?
It's funny.
It is what it is.
It's one of the most common names I think
but
ever.
you look like a Joe.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Kind of do look like a Joe.
There's a lot of Joes in my family, so you know.
He was actually a DJ, y'all. Don't
Maybe I
even
could have been a
voice.
Joe.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, thanks, guys.
He does.
What you doing?
And he has
How
a
you
cute
doing?
little girlfriend.
More
Elise.
relationships.
Joey.
Let's do a shout out to her. What's her name?
Elise.
We
Elise.
talk about Elise all the time.
She also used to work with me in radio, but now she's a school teacher.
She is. It's so
Are you still
sweet.
together with Elise?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yay,
they're going to
Elise,
get married.
We are.
Hi.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, me too.
Working on him. No. He's dying to marry her.
Yes.
Aw, well, don't tell his stuff.
Oh, that's going
Does
to
she already
happen.
know that?
Yeah, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Keep it up, Joey.
I'm snorting now.
Let me snorted now, okay?
Right, okay, we
It's
got to go.
contagious. It's contagious. Okay, wrap it up, girl. Wrap
I'm
it up.
laughing too hard.
Okay, people. Please, my
So, how do you wrap up the
Okay.
the show? What's
So,
your
here it is.
tagline?
Wait, I'm literally crying, y'all. Y'all just don't.
She can't even sign off.
Okay. So, thank you for tuning in. We will see you next week, Friday, 3:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. And now, go enjoy the movies.
All right. Thank you, Libby. Woo! Thank you.
That was nice.